Okay, just a quick tip before we start. Here's the recipe book I'm using. It's called Betty Crocker's The Big Book of Cupcakes. I ordered this on Amazon. It was actually a subscriber of mine that suggested that I try this cupcake book, and there's quite a few cute ones in here. And this is not a decorating video today. It's actually going to be an actual cupcake recipe. They're called chocolate candy cupcakes. But these, I'm going to call them Snickers cupcakes because that's the candy you're using are Snickers bars. They don't use the name brand Snickers in the recipe, but they're Snickers bars. Now, a tip before we start. Go check your recipe, go through all the ingredients and physically remove your ingredients and place them somewhere. That way you can see exactly what you have and if you're missing anything. Another reason for pulling all the ingredients out is that when I bake, I'll put my ingredients on the table here, and as I use each one, I'll remove it and either put it away or put it on a different spot in the kitchen, and I know that I've actually used that ingredient. And at the end of the recipe, if you have any left here, you'll know that you've missed something. Okay, so this is kind of a dual purpose. So here we go. On to the recipe. Okay, for the cupcake filling, you need 8 ounces of cream cheese. And I should mention that I'm making half a recipe here. The whole recipe makes 18 cupcakes, and I'm only going to make 9 because 18 is too many for the size of my family. So 1 8-ounce package, 250 gram package, 1 egg. Well, actually should be half an egg because I'm making half recipe, but we're not going to worry about half eggs. We're just going to put in 1 egg and a tablespoon of powdered sugar, and blend that together until it's smooth by hand or with an electric mixer. There we go, nice and smooth. Now you're going to need a Snickers bar, and you're just going to coarsely chop it. Snickers, oh, here's a nice view. Snickers bars have nougat, peanut butter, caramel, chocolate, nougat, peanuts, and caramel. Basically, that's what a Snicker bar is. A Snickers bar, I should say. So we're just going to cut this up into pieces. Then put the chopped up chocolate bar, just stir it into the cream cheese filling. You don't want to blend this with your mixer because it's going to break up the chocolate bar into tiny pieces, and you want chunks of chocolate bar in your filling. Okay, for the other part of the batter, you need 3/4 of a cup of flour. Remember, I'm making half a recipe, which is half of what's written down below in the description box. Half a cup of granulated white sugar, 1/6 of a cup, or about 3 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt that I put together in here, 1/6 of a cup of oil, vegetable oil, about 3 tablespoons roughly, and 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1/2 cup of buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, this is how you can make your own. If you want 1/2 cup of buttermilk, you put 1/2 tablespoon of white vinegar in the measuring cup, and then just fill it up with milk till you get to 1/2 cup. And if you want to make 1 cup, you put 1 tablespoon of vinegar, and so on. And then just let it sit. The milk will sour up a little bit, and you get a substitute for buttermilk. Blend. Don't forget to scrape down the sides at least once. I'm putting my batter in a Ziploc bag. I find it easier to fill muffin tins with it. You don't have to use a Ziploc bag. That's just how I roll. The recipe says to fill these to about half full. These are just regular sized muffins. We're not going to make it to 9. We're only going to get 8. Take about a tablespoon of the filling and put it in the center. I'm trying to make sure that I'm getting a good chunk of candy in each spoonful here. Now this is actually probably more than a tablespoon, but I'm just mentally dividing the batter I have in this bowl, and I'm going to have lots left over. Still have quite a bit left. I got enough here for maybe another 4 muffins or so, at least. Then it says to bake at 350 for 23 to 30 minutes until the cream cheese center is golden brown. Okay, for the frosting, I'm making the full recipe of frosting because I like lots of frosting, so I'm going to make the full recipe. 1/3 of a cup of brown sugar and 1/3 of a cup of butter or margarine. I'm using butter because there is nothing better. And we're going to stir and melt this over medium heat until the mixture just starts to boil. Mixture is starting to boil, so we're going to take it off the heat. Then we're going to stir in 3 tablespoons of milk. And then we're going to let it cool for 30 minutes. Okay, once that's cooled off, you're going to add 1.5 cups of powdered sugar and you're going to blend it together. We'll do a little at a time because this is a pretty shallow bowl. Recipe says that if it's not spreadable to add a little bit more at a time, so we're going to add a couple tablespoons at a time here until we get to spreadable consistency. So I've added another 2.5 tablespoons, I'd say. It's getting there, but you know, it's really runny. I think I'm almost adding an entire extra cup here. Oh, here are the finished cupcakes, by the way. Nice and lightly brown on the top. It took actually about 30 minutes for mine in my oven. And the centers fall a little bit, but not very much. Usually, my experience with filled cupcakes is they have a tendency to fall a lot, but these weren't too bad at all. They look quite pretty just on their own, actually. But we're going to ice a couple to show you. Take some of the frosting. And we're just going to lightly frost the tops. And then you can take additional chopped up Snickers bar and just put a few pieces on the top. Like so. And let's cut into one, shall we? We'll see what it looks like inside. There we go. You can see the bits of candy bar that melted inside there. Looks lovely. Don't like to be seen eating on camera, but I'm going to take a bite, okay? Here we go. Oh yeah. This is really good. Taste the peanuts from the Snickers bar and the cream cheese. Really good. Give it a try.